If you're only paying attention to Bitcoin and Ethereum, you are completely missing the quiet institutional takeover that's happening on a totally different network. This is a move that could seriously define the next wave of crypto wealth. Look, the multi-trillion-dollar migration from old-school finance is already happening. And while everyone's distracted by the usual big names, the real first move, the one that matters, is happening right now on Hedera. And here's the crazy part. While most of the market was literally asleep after Thanksgiving dinner, a huge moment in financial history just happened. The first ever on-chain after-hours trade of a tokenized money market fund from a Wall Street giant. And get this, it didn't happen on Ethereum, it wasn't on Solana, it was on Hedera. So, my promise to you is simple. Over the next 5 minutes, I am going to lay out the hard evidence. We're talking everything from market signals to actual nation states that shows you exactly why the world's biggest institutions are making their big play on Hedera. Okay, first things first, let's look at what the smart money is seeing. You know, before the big news ever breaks, there's always a signal in the charts. And for HBAR, that signal is getting really, really loud. The pattern you absolutely have to watch for is this: higher lows. Now, what's so telling about this is what it says about the psychology of the market. It means that every single time the price takes a dip, buyers are jumping in sooner and with more conviction. They're not even waiting for it to hit the old bottoms. That's a classic sign that big players are accumulating, and a major trend reversal is brewing. And this brings us right to the key numbers on the board. Right now, momentum is building up. You can feel it. But the magic number, the one everyone's watching, is 15 cents. If we get a clean break above that level, it confirms the whole bullish structure. And from there, well, the path opens right up to the 20 to 22 cent range. This is the exact technical setup that institutions are waiting for. All right, let's pivot from the charts to the first huge piece of real-world evidence. This is where the theory becomes reality, because we're not just talking about price signals anymore. We're talking about trillions of dollars in real-world assets actually coming on-chain, and it's being led by a fully regulated player. So what's so crucial here is the step-by-step progression. First, Archax gets the official regulatory green light in the UK. That's the bedrock. Then, they prove the concept works by tokenizing an HBAR ETF. But the real masterstroke was executing that trade on Thanksgiving, showing off the 24/7 power of on-chain finance when all the traditional markets are closed. And now, the final piece of the puzzle. They're onboarding money market friends from the biggest names out there. We're talking BlackRock and State Street. And this just perfectly shows what the real prize is here. This isn't about getting crypto traders to buy some new token. No. This is about taking the multi-trillion-dollar market of traditional securities, funds, bonds, all of it, and making them faster, more accessible, and way more liquid by putting them on a public network. Now, if you thought tokenizing Wall Street funds was a big deal, let's take it up a notch to the sovereign level. We're now moving from corporate adoption to an entire nation building its core infrastructure on Hedera. This is an absolute game changer. The Ministry of Justice of the entire country of Georgia has signed a formal deal to move its entire National Land Registry onto the Hedera network. I mean, we are talking about every single property record in the country. This isn't some tiny pilot project. This is securing a nation's most valuable assets on a public ledger, making them totally tamper-proof and opening up the doors for frictionless global investment. The jump in efficiency here is just staggering. I mean, think about it. What used to be a slow, paper-based system that was vulnerable to fraud and corruption is now becoming instant, digitally secure, and globally accessible. This is the core promise of Web3 actually being put into practice on a national scale. Just let that sink in. This is not just another press release or partnership announcement. When you look at the sheer scope of this, it is arguably the single largest real estate tokenization project happening anywhere on the planet right now. So let's tie all these incredible pieces together. You've got the technical signals in the charts, you've got Wall Street adoption, and you have nation-state infrastructure. These aren't just isolated events. They are all part of one single, powerful macro trend. And just add another layer of that institutional-grade plumbing, Anchorage Digital, a federally chartered crypto bank that's backed by giants like Goldman Sachs, now offers custody for HBAR. This just rips away a massive compliance and security roadblock for huge funds that want to get in but need those regulated custodians to do it. And hey, if you still have any doubts, who is it that's validating this entire thesis? The CEO of the world's largest asset manager, Larry Fink himself. He has been shouting this from the rooftops for months. tokenization isn't some niche crypto thing anymore. It is the stated future of finance, according to the most powerful man on Wall Street. So you see, when you actually connect the dots, the picture becomes unbelievably clear. The bullish charts, Archax bringing BlackRock funds on chain, and the entire nation of Georgia tokenizing its land, these are all just symptoms of the exact same cause. The institutional takeover of digital assets is starting right now. If you want to get way out ahead of these market-moving trends and really understand these institutional shifts before they hit the mainstream, you got to make sure you're following Crypto Global News for more deep dives just like this one. And hey, if this is the kind of analysis that helps you stay ahead of the curve, just take a quick second to like this explainer, share it with someone in your network who needs to see this, and of course, subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a critical update. So I'm just going to leave you with this one final thought. This kind of deep, utility-driven adoption by huge institutions and actual governments is no longer a future theory. It's not a prediction. It is a present-day reality. So the only real question left is, what happens to the price of HBAR when the rest of the market finally catches on to what's being built here?
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.